Mr. Raspberry is proof of Poe's law.
This park bench, with all it is, made of wood, shows clearly that God can be found.
This, on the surface, looks like someone pretending to be stupid, but no matter how stupid a person is pretending to be, you can always find a fundy who is genuinely that stupid.
In denying God, God's the creator, atheists have to create their own creation story to account for why we're here.
No, we don't. Rejecting God as an explanation in no way obligates us to come up with an alternate explanation. I often hear the assertion that if you don't have your own explanation for existence, then you cannot reject God as an explanation. This simply does not follow. I don't know who the Zodiac Killer was. If someone asserts that the Zodiac Killer was really B. Arthur, am I really in no position to dispute that simply because I have no theory of my own?
The only alternative the atheist has to the Genesis creation account is to posit an evolution narrative. The problem for the atheist is that evolution can be dismissed scientifically, and has been so.
Citation needed. Seriously, how many people do you think you're going to convert by making very dubious claims without backing them up with any evidence or argument at all? Also, this is another guy who seems to think that the theory of evolution was dreamed up by atheists to help them deny God. The idea that it could be inferred from the evidence appears to be something they'd rather not consider.
So, Christianity is verifiable despite your rebellion, whereas evolution is not verifiable despite your faith in it.
I don't think you understand what verifiable means.
The Bible says that the heavens declare the glory of God. The heavens declare the glory of God. I challenge anyone to look at this and try and deny God.
I don't think you understand what the word challenge means. Have you really encountered an atheist who in any way finds it challenging to deny God while looking at clouds?
A Christian is someone who has sought Jesus and found him. As a Christian myself, who has sought Jesus and found him in my life, I can verify that Jesus can be found if we seek him.
Yeah, you definitely don't know what verify means. Let's say you have found Jesus. How do you demonstrate to me that you've found Jesus?
Likewise, when we seek the answer, when I was holding the camera like this and you didn't know what it was, and when it was revealed to you, so shall it be that Jesus will reveal himself to you if you seek him.
I'm still looking, haven't found him yet. I know a lot of Christians who will say that I haven't found him because I'm not looking for him with a contrite heart, by which they seem to mean that I will only find Jesus if I look for him while suspending all faculties of judgment and critical thinking.
Simple. Atheism is simply the lack of knowledge of God, and science shows us that if we seek the answer hard enough, we will find. Jesus promises that if we seek him, we shall find him.
How the fuck does science demonstrate that? The only way science could demonstrate that Jesus has been found is if you could somehow empirically demonstrate the presence of Jesus. You getting a spooky, tingly feeling whenever you think about Jesus does not demonstrate his presence.
Do you lack the ability to comprehend anything which is good? Do you watch television for your educational tuition?
Is there a way I can watch TV for tuition? I kinda don't think you know what tuition means.
Want to reject reality, no matter what? Then you need atheism. It's a quick fix to actually learning anything and requires absolutely no time in learning, as there's nothing to learn. Buy now and pay later in hell. Plus, if you purchase now, for this limited time only, we're giving away a free suicide package. Yours today for whatever your spirit's worth. Small print. In purchasing atheism, you automatically become stupid to the point whereby you reject evidence from science and logic. You will be held responsible for your purchase. Have a nice day while it lasts.
What do you think science is? I think I found a comment in which he explains himself. Science deals with measure and not fact. There is no such thing as a fact in measure of nature, only close variables and almost certainties. Science has thus far proven God wonderful. Well, that clears everything up. How is atheism related to science when science proves atheism incorrect as a philosophy? We are ever discovering new and improved methods to test the mechanisms of which constitute as life, all of which prove ID and make atheism look like a teenage temper tantrum. You only need open a key stage science textbook yourself, I suggest you do. Where, outside of Texas or Saudi Arabia, can you find a science textbook that mentions atheism, let alone says anything negative about it?
Let's imagine that you're a police officer, and you've been called to investigate a crime. Upon entering the scene of the crime, you find a man laying dead on his back with a meat cleaver sticking into his chest. The forensic team instruct you that the handle of the cleaver is covered in fingerprints which don't match the victim's. While investigating the room for more clues, you discover a broken window, which appears to have been used as a getaway, and you find more fingerprints on the window frame, which match the fingerprints found on the weapon. So, is there enough evidence to suggest a murderer? Yes.
Not according to Ken Ham, because you weren't there.
We need not even go into evolution, or the directed adaptation of selection mechanisms, which further prove God's love in creation.
The directed adaptation of selection mechanisms? I don't think you understand what any of those words mean.
Then your atheism is not a belief, it's a faith, a proven wrong faith. There is mass evidence for God. What evidence do you have for your atheism?
You got me there. I definitely have no evidence for my atheism.